Rivers run dry, dust breaths in the air. 2 dark days, do you have a tear to spare? Make a promise, the world awaits. It's heavy just breathing through this debate. Come on, start a riot.
So we're doing character creation.
Is everyone dried out and ready? So there should be another handout called character creation with some instructions.
Nice.
Okay.
Do you want me to go through the steps and everyone do them simultaneously, or do we want to do it individually and go through all the steps?
Oh,
What do you
No,
prefer?
do it.
all the
the
steps
same,
seems a bit arduous if we all do it together, maybe.
Sure.
Don't.
What do you think?
What did you say, Steve?
I said we all do it simultaneously because the other way seems like hard
Oh.
work.
It'd definitely be
Oh,
quicker
yeah.
to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I mean,
that's
we're
what
still
I was
going to
saying.
talk about.
Yeah, we can still discuss things because it's all good.
Okay.
Know each
So,
other.
step 1, choose a playbook.
Oh yeah.
No, I could have spent that time getting to the right page, but no, I like to look through it while everyone's staring at me. So we've got... Where's the nice list of choices? There we go. We got Cutter, Hound, Leech, Lurk, Slide, Spider and Whisper. So in order, if you come across a guard, Cutter is you punch it in the face. Hound is you've shot him from a distance. Leech is you've set him on fire. Lurk is you snuck past him and possibly hit him in the back of the head. Slide is you've confused him and he's gone home. Spider is you've persuaded someone else to go over and punch him. And Whisper is you've made a ghost punch him. So that's kind of like how you look at it.
All right.
None of the character classes are very exclusionary. Like they can all deal with ghosts, they can all shoot people. Even if you've got 0 in a skill, you can still do it, and you can probably still get 2 dice because of how Blades works. So it doesn't put you off. The most important thing is to check out the XP trigger, which is underneath the special abilities. That's like the main thing. So, for example, for a Hound, the XP trigger is you address the challenge with tracking or violence. If that sounds like something you did enjoy, that's a good character for you. If you'd rather... So, like, Spider can be quite tricky because you've got to do things with calculation and conspiracy, which might be a bit more of a roundabout route to punching the guard in the face, but it's all good. I guess the only other thing that's unique is the special items, which is in the grey box near the top, but even that you can get for your character via long-term projects if you want some other characters' bits and bobs. So
Alright. I think...
who knows what they want?
Misa.
You with the cap.
Yes, sir. I'd like to be a slide. Thank you very much.
Lovely, talkie boy. Type it in at the top where it says playbook and it should auto-populate, or it'll duplicate your items 5 times. You never know.
Jeopardy.
Oh, you got a double duplication there. You got somehow. I mean,
yeah.
don't worry about it. It doesn't really. So we got 1 slide. Anyone else?
What do you think, Eve? Did you pick something?
Yeah, I'm thinking Leech or Cutter. Cutter would definitely be the more dull.
Cutters
Yeah.
aren't dull. They're great fun.
Yeah, the more let's say more bronze than brains.
Yes.
But
Leech
mean, I actually
definitely
think-
gets
I
a lot
think
more
either way-
items.
I think I'd be more bronze than brains either way. I don't think I'd be a smart leech. I'd be someone who likes to blow shit up.
Yeah. Well, you can be like a brawny whisper. Most people play whisper as kind of emo, sort of socially inept oodie-doos, but you can give them a couple of points in wreck and send them out with a sledgehammer, and also ghosts. So you can multi-class everything if you think of it.
Oh no, that sounds super fun as well.
Yeah, that's all fun. You can play like a dumb leech if you want.
Huh.
You need another minute.
Yeah, Nick, you can go for like whatever you take. It's not going to ruin my fun. You can just decide.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Hound.
All right.
Okay.
Hound.
Mixed up. Oh no, there we go. Yeah, Hound. So you got the tracking and violence one.
Cool.
And you get a hunting pet, which is always a good bet.
Hunting pet. Oh my god. Okay.
I actually feel like a leech fits the best with what we're trying to do, because we're not trying to be openly hostile all the time.
No.
Sure. Yeah, that's cool.
So,
The other thing with Cutter, if you don't want to hit people, they can be extremely good at intimidating people.
yeah, but we're,
But
I'm
I'm not trying to make things difficult for you. Well, I guess I am, but not on purpose.
And we want to make friends. We have a very friendly, very charismatic person with us, so
It's also very easy to get an alt in Blades in the Dark, so you can always try another class playbook later on.
I think I'm gonna go with Leech, and I'm constantly experimenting with the stuff we found somewhere, and sometimes I make it better and sometimes I make it worse, and we still try to sell it.
Nice. So you're going for an inventy sort of leech.
Yeah.
Kinda. Cool. So yeah, if you swap Hound out for Leech at the top, it should hopefully swap the playbook round.
Oh, I can't type.
It's because your keyboard's full of water.
Yeah, true.
It's done gone messed it up. It's okay though. It's all the right things. It's just giving you 4 bandoliers of chemicals instead of just 2 that you're supposed to.
I'm wearing like 2 crosses. Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna fix that because that could be a big problem for me if you got like 4 bandoliers of fire oil. There we go.
No.
You get 2, that's enough. That's enough fire for anyone.
Okay.
Right. Blah de blah. Heritage next. It'll be tricky. Well, it's not tricky. I'm being dramatic. So heritage is like where your family's from and like where you grew up essentially. I'll get the map up, so get ready for something popping up, I hope.
Yep, yeah.
Got like the world map. So you've got the choices of the different it's sort of countries in a way.
Where are we right
So-
now?
We're in Akaros, right at the tippy top.
Yeah.
Akaros is so if you want to be a local boy, pick Akaros. If you want to
Yeah.
be like urban and know the city.
Yeah, I just feel like my character never left his hometown.
Never gone. Yeah,
I feel like that's quite a common thing in Dustfall, because there's only really the trains and the rest of it's full of ghosts and demons and cosmic horrors. So, but I'll go through them. So Akros is from the Empire essentially, so that's the best one if you want to be local. The second one is the Dagger Isles, which is all the way in the bottom left, which is kind of people who grew up on ships and islands, so that's a good one if you want to be someone who's wandered around a lot. Eruvia is kind of based on sort of Arabia sort of thing, and that it says to pick a character from there if you want to be considered a foreigner, so make with that what you will. they've got lots of very rich nobles, and there's rumours that the people in charge are demons, but who knows if that's true. There's Severos, which is like nomadic horse tribes that have ghost hunting horses that run around the Deathlands, somehow living a nomadic life outside the electric barriers. There's Skovlen, which is normally a fan favourite. They're the last part of the Empire to be unified, so they've recently lost the equivalent of like World War II over there. And so they're all quite bitter. A lot of refugees have come across to Akaros from there. Lots of undiagnosed, what's it called? PTSD, is it?
Post-traumatic stress.
Yeah, that one, because... so there's lots of young men who are old beyond their years, and all the ones from Scotland have also lost at the same time. So there's that one. Then there's Tycheros, which is a strange land that's off the map, and they're people who have demon blood. So if you really, really want to be a tiefling, pick them, because you can have a demonic telltale, which is like black shark eyes or feathers instead of hair or whatever you like.
That does sound really cool, but
Yeah, so but everyone would consider you a bit of a weirdo unless you're covering up your telltale. But yeah, I'm happy with any of those. My sister had one.
Wow.
It was someone from Tycheros, and she had goat legs,
Nice.
and her character was called Goat Legs, and her personality was Goat Legs.
I love the idea of that, but then I also think that we've grown up around here, and the dream is to get out of here.
Yeah.
I think my guy might have sailed around for a bit, but come back here, but he's from here anyway.
Yeah, we can add that in a bit with it.
Nice.
As well as the country, try and add a little bit more to make it a bit more useful for your, like, make it easier to roleplay. Something like, if you're from Akaros, are you from an orphanage, or are you from a family of workers, or are you from the workhouses, or are you from the noble side of it and actually have rich parents? That sort of thing. If you're like from Scotland, you could be like a refugee or a factory worker, because that's where they process all the Leviathan blood, or a sailor.
I suppose I could even be from Scotland. That's like the only other option, I feel like. But yes.
They'd all work, honestly. Just pick the one you think's fun, and we'll work out how you got recruited, or never mention it, and it'll just be something that happened.
That'd be fun.
You could have been brought up in a cult or something. You got choice paralysis.
No, I think for me there's like two options. Either I'm from Akaros and I grew up around here, or I'm from Scotland and came over here as a refugee. And I think either way I get somehow, because I probably am a very not super responsible person, I just get immediately recruited by these two, or by whoever of these two had like the original idea. And yeah. Probably be because I'm easy prey. Either way, I probably was just someone who was a bit lost, and then they were like, "Want to make some money?" And I was like, "Yes," but yeah.
Yeah, that'd work. It's just gotta pick one. What do you think about what you got, Steve, for heritage?
I've gone for Akarosian. Local lad, trying to make good. Family background is that sort of like factory workers.
Yeah.
And I'm going. My vice is exotic cocktails.
Ooh, you've gone a couple of steps ahead there.
Yeah.
What you got for heritage, Nick?
I've got Akarosian as well, like born and bred. I think I went off and joined like some equivalent of a navy, but came back to look after my nephew
Sure.
when his mum died.
I could definitely put the Navy in under background in the next step.
All right.
Something a little bit earlier to just put with Acarosian, maybe.
Yeah, I think born and bred around here, and probably same like. Well, if I would have known Steve's mom would have been my sister.
Yeah.
So if they're from a family of factory workers, I probably would have been the same, and then just run off to join the Navy.
Oh, cool. So you like the pair of you both got roots in Coleridge, sort of like embedded.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Maybe I'm just, Steve's younger brother who went to school and like tried multiple degrees but never really, finished any. And now I homebrew potions and stuff sometimes, but most of the time I just mooch around.
Right, so we've actually done 2 steps there for everyone, I think. So, for heritage, anyway, you're all decided to go with Acaros and from families of factory workers. Yeah, so sort of working class background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Is it just,
Yeah.
do I just put labor? Probably labor, right?
That's all under the heritage bit. So just put Acaros and workers, I guess. And then we go on to your specific character's background, which is what you were doing before you got recruited into the crew, essentially. So it's kind of like the heritage, childhood, family sort of thing. And then the background's more what you were doing before you turned to a life of crime. One of the options is more crime.
We are entrepreneurs. We are entrepreneurs. We're
Entrepreneurs,
not
sorry.
criminals, we're entrepreneurs.
I'm trying to. So, under backgrounds, we've got academic for if you became a student, or a scholar, or a professor. So that might be good for what you were saying, Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And one
We've got
GCSE.
labour. Yeah, GCE and art. Yeah.
And maths.
I wasn't super successful, but
Labour, which is if you're working, servant, factory worker, etc. Law, if you were in the blue coats or the courts, or spirit warden, or prison guard. Trade, if you were like shopkeeper, merchant, or a skilled crafts person. Military, if you're in the navy, which might mix one.
Yeah.
Or if you're an imperial or Scotlander soldier, a mercenary, training instructor, etc. Noble for noble stuff, which no one seems to be going anywhere near. And underworld for if you are always a bit of a street urchin, gang member, thug, or outcast. So what have we got? Oh yeah, we've got them all. Pretty much what you've just told me as well, so... Great. And am I right in saying you're all related as well?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird. This
Family.
It's a family business. This is the
A
firm.
reputable
Family, innit?
family
It's
business.
the firm.
I feel like we will be giving people a very wrong impression of how Blades in the Dark is usually played. But
True that, yeah.
Not at all, not
True
at
that.
all. No, this is how it always is.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
there's no wrong way.
it always feels like there's something in the core that you miss that you never are, because everyone picks the awkward crew. I've done like 3
Yeah.
or 4 campaigns and you never thought, oh, this is the one he intended. So it always feels like it's slightly off. But that's fine. I think that's just how it is. So
Yeah.
don't worry about trying to get it right, because there is.
Not
You
at
are
all.
right. It's fine. Right, next we're getting into action dots. So this is the meat, I guess, from a technical, mechanical perspective. So you got your dots on the right. That's like your stats, essentially. It's
Get one extra for our silver tongues as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget that. So in the end, you should have a total of 8. None of them should go above 2, except that
Resolve.
ability you picked probably
Yeah.
changes it. Let me just check that. Yeah, so you can go up to 3 on command consort sway because your silver tongue's ability, but you don't have to. All the rest have to can't go above 2.
Oh, Silver Tongue
So-
just gives us a flat +1 on all of these.
No, it's +1 to one of them, I believe.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'll double check it though.
So just say that again,
Yeah.
Craig. We start off with 3. We got 5 more. We should have 8.
It's 4 more plus your bonus one.
Okay, including that. Okay.
Yeah. It does have a way of picking it in the book, but you don't have to use that. So I'll just explain quickly that you see the stats are split into 3. There's Insight, Prowess and Resolve. Those are attributes that you'll use for resisting. So the way they're calculated is the first column of dots goes into Insight, Prowess and Resolve. So always hard to explain when you can't point at the sheet. So I'll look at... So on Eve's sheet, she's got 1 in Tinker at the moment on top, so that'd be 1 in Insights because she's got 1 in the first column. So if you spread them out, you're better at resisting things, but if you pile them all in one attribute, you're better at actually getting something done. So yeah, you get 4 plus your bonus 1. If you hover over the words, it should tell you a bit about what it does, but I can explain any if you're not sure. They're roughly split into brainy, physical, and talking ghost stuff at the bottom.
Yeah. Mm.
Oh, intense concentration.
Yeah, really concentrating hard to figure out.
Is like the limit of 2, is it only in character creation or is it still...
Right, yeah. So it's 2 in character creation, then it's 3 until you get that upgrade in your crew sheet, and then it goes up to 4, so...
Okay. And the +1 we get from one of our abilities will always... Like, that's always raising the bar by 1.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I think I'm going to put a second point into wreck. So if we need to break something, I'm your guy.
Yeah, just put into stuff you want to do. So the talking ones, there's command is more threatening, intimidating and telling people what to do. Consort is friendly. Let's all have drinks together. So be nice to people, and then sway is more persuading and manipulating.
Ah, okay. So sway is like more of a... closer to deception, and consort is closer to...
Sway is sort of persuasion and deception together, in a way.
Okay. And
seduction, apparently.
and wait, and what's consort then?
It's more like sort of being friendly with people, in a way. So like, if you're trying to get something out of your friends, like having a drink together, you'd roll consort. It's kind of a subtle difference, I guess. And command is if you want to break someone's finger and tell them to do something, that's what command for.
So we should have 8 in total, is that right? But +1 because we got the bonus.
You made me
No, it's 8. It's 8 including your +1.
8 including the +1, thanks. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, I'll take that off.
Prowl is being stealthy, right?
Prowl is pretty much all movement, including being stealthy, but also climbing, running, chasing, swimming, dancing, cutting people's throats, that sort of thing.
That is movement.
But finesse can also do some of them. So they can't. There is overlap between them.
Yeah. What's attune? That's ghost stuff, right?
It's ghost stuff, but it's all like at its base level, it's channeling energy. So there's examples in the book of using your mind to channel electricity, zapping things, like sticking your fingers in a socket and zapping someone out your other.
Okay. That does sound like something I would definitely do. Or at least try.
And I've heard it described that Tinker's like fixing and modifying things. Should be a lot of machinery. I remember to describe it. And then Wreck is reverse Tinker.
Yeah, I'm good at both of these.
Yeah, it's a good combo. And build something beautiful and then destroy it.
Well, I've placed my dots. Do we want to group share and get a sort of like sense of what we like as a team, or we just want to sort of like go with ignorance and
No, I think in case we're missing anything, I started off with 2 in hunt and 1 in survey.
nice.
So I've put 1 more in survey, and then I've put 1 in finesse, rec, and command.
Okay.
And then I've put that extra 1 in command, but I could change them if we've already got rec covered and finesse covered or whatever. I'm happy to like switch them around if we're missing anything.
Yeah. I mean, I have rec covered. I get 1 by default, and I just put a second one.
Nice, okay. I'll change my rec out for skirmish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
can
good.
shoot people with skirmish as well. 2,
Nice.
3, 4, 5. I've only seen 7 dots there.
On mine?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've got 8. Count them again.
there's 1 not showing up for me then, unless I can't count.
I've got 2
You
in
sure you
hunt,
did
2 in
it?
survey.
There's
command.
not 2 in survey on my one. That's weird.
Oh, okay. That's that is
It
weird.
lags sometimes.
I'll shut it down and open it again.
That works.
That's what I'll do.
Classic IT fix. Well, I went with.
Yeah, turn it up and on again.
I'm talkie, so I've got 3 in sway.
You can't have more than 2, can you, at the start?
If I've got the bonus one in, because I start with 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I've got 2 in consort, so I can chummy up. And then I've got prowl, finesse, and survey.
Okay.
Alright. So I've got 2 in survey in case you wanted to have that into like study or something else.
I mean, I assume I have some overlap, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're happy with that.
Yeah, it's only one tiny bit of overlay, I think.
Yeah.
Overdoing trying to cover all the bases is a bit clinical.
Yeah. Well, it's up to you. I don't mind if you want to do it either way.
I mean, so far
That's cool.
it's working out pretty fine. Just with what I went with, I have one point left unassigned so far. But I put 1 in study, 2 in tinker, 2 in rec, 1 in prowl, and 1 in attune so far. Yeah, there's 1 last I can put anywhere. 2 in study might be helpful, but feels like not in character. So.
Yeah.
You need to put 1 in. You've not taken your silver tongue, right? 1, 2, 3.
Attune. I've put. Oh wait, it's silver tongue, not attune as well. I thought that was.
I'm not sure. That's
No,
not
it's
the thing.
consort, sway, and command.
Okay, then that one's still open. Then I.
Well, at least I narrowed it down for you, so it's
Yeah.
one of the talkie skills.
I feel like it's consort because that's the closest to awkward charisma that it gets. I feel like. So yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh yeah, you've got all the talking covered, I think, between all of you. Great, so all done for dots. So when we play, that's essentially how many dice you get to roll for a skill check at base, and then you like add extra ones on, and it all gets a bit like that. Character create. Where are we up to? Choose a special ability. More choices and decisions. You can't go to sleep yet, so special abilities on the left, under special ability. if your character sheet's gone a bit mental, it might have duplicated 2 copies of each, so just ignore that.
Alright.
I don't know why it does it. It suggests in the book that if you really can't choose, the top one is put there as a default option if you're like totally stuck.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all good. And veteran means an ability from any other book, but I guess your first one should be from your character. But
Yeah, that's fine.
I have also now got everything duplicated.
yeah, it's
Bizarrely.
weird that, isn't it?
Ooh, I could go for a saboteur, which makes, if I wreck stuff, it's more subtle. It doesn't make that much noise, and it might also not be as easily spotted. So if we... But I guess it's more of a break-in option, but I feel like we could get creative with that.
There's always rivals to sabotage, so...
Exactly. Oh no, I can... Oh, true. That's a thing. I can make myself immune to 1 poison and also just secrete it through my skin. Which,
Yeah, that's venomous, right?
yeah. A nice visual.
Mm.
Oh yeah, and it's not got any of the normal poisons on your list either, I don't think. It's got all the weird ones, like the one that gives people migraine. The ones that give a sensation of drowning.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh.
Yeah, there's some really nasty chemicals, which are all duplicated as well, so it makes reading the list really difficult.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll fix it off screen.
Yeah.
Seamlessly.
I'll delete everything, and then I realise I've deleted too much. Anyone stuck, or are we all doing good with that?
Sorry. It's just I don't have a clear understanding of how downtime functions. So there would be 2 talents, abilities I could pick that would basically give me dots. I know that there's just a clock system basically where I have to like advance the clock until something is finished. But like just regularly in downtime I can usually just work on a project to gain dots, I assume. And those just give me some for free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And like downtime projects can be literally anything, including stuff that changes the rules of the game. If I agree to it.
Well, I've picked my special ability, so
Keep it on your hat.
I keep it under my hat. Well, no, I'll reveal, but when I sway someone, I can cause them to forget that it's happened until they next interact with me.
Oh, nice. The gaslighting skill.
Mesmerism, yeah. Kushti. You know it makes sense.
That one's... It does make sense. That one's like really abusive. if you weren't a criminal.
Well, you know, he is a bit on the wrong side of the tracks. You know, he is a bit of a petty larcenist. My guy.
It'd be interesting to know, like, how he does it. Like, is it from some sort of arcane ritual, or just that charming, or sort of hypnotism? You know?
It's.
You don't have to think of it, right? Unless you've got an idea for it.
I don't think it will be arcane. I think it will be 100% force of personality.
Yeah, maybe people want to forget you once they met you. Like, oh no.
Rude, I think. Rude, slightly. But yeah.
That was just a suggestion.
I think you could be right.
Got one, Nick?
I think I'm going to take Ghost Hunter, and I have a hideous tatty stray cat as a trained hunting pet. Ghost Hunter gives it
nice.
either Ghost Form, Mind Link, or Arrow Swift. If you can tell me what those are, I get one of them with that pet. It gets some supernatural ability.
How big is this cat, out of interest?
Like the size of that universal British cat that we keep seeing walking around in everyone's screen. That size.
Standard cat size. Standard issue cat.
Yeah. That size.
What am I looking for? I'm looking for hounds. Right, Ghost Hunter.
Yeah.
So they're good against ghosts. Whatever. Ghost form allows the pet to transform into electroplasmic vapor as if it were a spirit.
Ooh.
Mind Link allows the pet and hunter to share their senses and thoughts telepathically. And Arrow Swift allows the pet to move extremely quickly, outpacing any other creature or vehicle.
Alright, I'm going to take the Mind Link. Mind Linked Scraggy cat.
You talk to your cat mentally.
So you just see him chatting to the cat a lot of the time.
Oh, nice. I like the way that it manifests physically as well.
Yeah.
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 Like, not just doing it in your head, like, elegantly.
Yeah,
It's like,
there's actually a cat.
shut up, Scraggles. Whatever his name is. And sensors as well, so you'll know if he's got fleas.
Yeah. Yeah. Or he'll know if I stink.
Yeah.
Okay, I assume that I don't start with any formulas known, right? Or like for this
Yes.
specific-
All the ones in your bandoliers, not only do you know the formulas, you just always have them on you, just about. So there's like a list of standard formulas that everyone knows. Which is all of these, everyone knows how to make, even those of you that aren't leeches.
Mm-hmm.
The ones underlined in red, you just have on your person, in your bandoliers.
Okay, amazing.
And then there's I'll put up another one as well. This is sample crafting 2, which for some reason wasn't visible. Fix that. And those ones you're supposed to have to research how to make them before you can make them. But you've also got drift oil for literally no reason, so you can float around as much as you like.
That's really nice. So the analyst basically gives me a bonus or like makes me faster at learning those, and it also says I distribute 2 ticks among any long-term project that involve investigation or learning in formula or design plan. Investigation is it a super general term, or is it, because I could also investigate, I don't know, criminal activity of our rival.
Yeah, so that's totally something you could do. So long-term projects are just literally anything you can think of that we all agree would happen in the world, and if it happens to involve investigation or learning, you're the person we're going to.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Because then I'll just get analyst.
Nice.
Groovy.
All those
Long-term projects.
Yay.
those hard hours earning those 2 GCEs really paid off.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's always going to be more of a coincidence that I
Just
that I
happens.
succeeded. Yeah. Like, I went to this pub lately and like these people are just talking about that they are planning a coup.
Yeah.
No,
So we've got the power of gaslighting, spooky cats, and what's the other? Yeah, projects, investigation. Right, not being very slick here.
Oh, don't worry.
Right, choose a close friend and a rival. So again, you've got a list on the side of your character sheets. Hopefully not duplicated. It's duplicated. Great. And then these are basically NPCs that you'll be creating, so I don't have to do it. You get all of them, one each, so not two of each. And but you gotta pick one to be a friend and one to be an enemy, and all the rest will be more or less neutral. But probably on the side of friendly.
It's
I
a
do have some
sentinel,
further
maybe.
descriptions.
Yeah.
Can we
question,
name
I think.
trigger?
I think most of these questions you're going to ask me, I'm going to end up turning back on you to say, well, I don't know, what is a sentinel? But in the book it says a guardian or a protector, but what do they watch over?
Your cat.
So that'd like be...
Well, I'm taking the Physica as my positive pal.
I assume we all also have
nice.
different lists, right?
Yeah.
So,
We all,
okay.
yeah.
What's a psychonaut?
Right,
It's like an
what class are you again? No,
Which-
it's like an astronaut, but drugs. So, but
Like an
it will be
astronaut
up to you
with
to flesh this person out. It'll be up to you to flesh this person out. But yeah, basically,
They
you're a
surf,
leech, aren't you?
surf the waves of experience aided by drugs.
That does feel
It
like
says here.
someone who might be my friend.
It says perhaps an addict too poisoned to ever return to lucid thought, or perhaps an explorer of psychedelic realms beyond mere mortal experience.
Ah,
Or option C.
it's a
If you've got
genuine real word, that psychonaut. It's not just a made-up thing. Psychonautics.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a proper.
It is a.
Wow.
It is a game.
It's a game, but it's a proper thing. Just happen to know. Don't know why.
How does one get a job as a psychonaut?
Well, I imagine it's mainly
Alright.
self-employed.
Yes. More of a hobby than a profession.
It's more of
Okay.
a calling. Yeah.
I could also be friends with an apothecary, which might be more useful, but I don't care. I'm gonna be friends with a psychonaut, and I'm gonna be not friends with Eckert, a corpse thief.
Yeah, he sounds like a bastard.
Yeah.
And I've chosen to be good friends with a tavern owner. I might change their name, if that's permissible.
Yeah, go for it. It's editable.
Sweet. And I am worst friends with a jailbird.
Alright. It's not DCI, whatever he's called, is it?
Well,
Apparently he went to prison.
he's a blue. Did he? That blue coat. It could. Well, that was the.
It doesn't have to be. It's just.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, but no.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great. You got yours sorted, Nick. I'm not got my sheets open.
I'm going to take the Physica as my pal. And then I think I'm going to take the Lean, the Sentinel, as my unfriendly person. Because the others sound so much worse. An assassin, a spy, and a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Don't want to be unfriends with an assassin, for God's sake. So,
True.
You know.
Just pick the problem you want to have.
Yeah, that's what I think.
The
Celine,
problem you
because
think's
I don't really
interesting to deal with.
I don't really know what a Sentinel's going to do yet, so just make that interesting. Some kind of guardian, something.
Great. Oh, I need to open the character sheet again. So we've all got close friends and rivals. We'll learn more about them when they turn up.
Yeah.
And next is choose your vice. So as your character goes through this game, they will use stress to avoid consequences and push themselves and help out other people. And pretty much the only way to get rid of stress is to indulge in your vice. So it's an important part of your character. Everyone in Dustfall has a vice because it's a miserable place to live and people need some escapism. It's also a character, it's also an XP trigger. So if you struggle with issues from your vice during the session, you can get more XP. So you should have a little list on where it says vice, but I'll also find it in the book
head.
You'd think going through a book in one direction would be dead easy, but I'll somehow make it very difficult.
It's a talent all GMs have that you get.
Yeah.
If there was a constant frantic
So we got.
back and forth.
Yeah, I need a bookkeeper, like just a little Igor to find the page and read it out.
That's it.
So we got faith, which has been dedicated to an unseen power or forgotten god, an ancestor, etc. Demon, I guess. Gambling, if you crave games of chance, it could be anything from cards to sort of betting on the horses, or the goats, I suppose, or anything else. Luxury, which is, it says, expensive or ostentatious displays of opulence, so if you're addicted to shopping, that's the one for you. Obligation, which is being devoted to a thing, could be a family, if you've got family obligations, or a cause, a charity, an organisation, a union. If there's just something you just have to do to relieve stress, that's an obligation. Pleasure can be lovers, food, drink, drugs, art, theatre, etc. So all those come under pleasure, but I will ask you to narrow it down. Stupor, you seek oblivion in the abuse of drugs, drinking, or getting beaten to a pulp in the fighting pits. So they're all different stupors. And then weird, which is anything arcane really, experimenting with strange essences, consorting with spirits, bizarre rituals or taboos. I think I saw one where someone's vice was getting possessed by spirits and then ride them around the city, so that was quite a good one. But you can make them as specific as you like, really. But I will need a vice purveyor. There's also a list of purveyors somewhere as well.
I don't know that word. What does that word mean? I can look it up.
The people who give you the vice. So like if your vice is drinking, you'll be like the pub owner or what have you. Oh, it's got a link to vice purveyors. That's handy. Right, there we go. So if you scroll down that one, it's got a list of people who can provide your vice, but if you've got one that you want to make up, that's also cool. So, anyone know what they want?
Okay, so I have an idea. I was thinking of obligation, because I came back from whatever job to look after the family. But how does that work? You know, like I was going to pick gambling because it's easy. You just go gambling. I think obligation fits this character better. So how does that work actually? Like, if you're going to indulge your vice, is that just like a Sunday dinner round with your family round? You know what I mean?
Yeah. My sister in our game, she was from a travelling community, and our obligation was her family, and she just went back and cooked them a roast all the time and dealt with all their petty squabbles.
Cool.
And then they got her in trouble with stuff. So
that's cool. I'm gonna do that then. Obligation.
Yeah, maybe you're just like always cooking in advance, like for 5 weeks once you have downtime.
Breakfast for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get up.
So is the obligation to the family in the crew, or have you got like an extended family outside the crew that you have to take care of?
This is my only family. I think I give up the Navy family to come back and look after these like reprobates, you know.
That'll be an interesting one for when you overindulge your vice and get kicked out from the family.
Oh dear, excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Force feed everyone too many Yorkshire puddings.
Yeah.
Then let you back in the flat.
Yeah.
I think strictly it should be something outside the crew, but let's see if it works.
Right. can always change it if it's terrible.
So, just next obligation, put like family.
What's a social club? Do I go there to hook up? Or like
Good question.
it's because
Social
of
club.
one of the providers, and I was thinking of my vice being pleasure and potentially, sex. But
Sure,
I
there's plenty of outlets for.
yeah, but I don't know if I want brothels. I'd rather pay just as much for giving people drinks and then them sleeping with me than paying someone to.
That's what you want. You can have it. See if I've got any more information on the veil. I mean, it can be something that you fill in yourself. So you could like tell me what a night. I mean, I get the feeling it's like an exclusive weird nightclub because it's in Night Market. Is it in Night
Yeah,
Market?
maybe. I also think it's not. I think I don't know how specific I have to be, but I think my vice wouldn't necessarily only be. I think it would be socializing in general, and also drinking, and also bar hopping and stuff. So I suppose any tavern or nightclub would fit.
You can hang out with me then occasionally as I'm drinking my exotic cocktails.
Yes,
There's a bit of crossover.
Yeah.
true.
So like, sort of socializing, flirting, sort of
Yeah.
side, even if it doesn't lead to anything,
Yeah.
perhaps.
I feel like
fine.
the character I'm basing this character. I feel like that's his vice. at least.
Yeah, definitely. He's always he's on the pull. Always.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
always looking for birds. he
Yes,
claims.
exactly. Not always.
Yeah.
Not successfully necessully. He goes back and
No,
they come
not at
back
all.
to his place and he talks about art to them and they get bored and walk away.
The thrill of the chase is what takes away the stress, perhaps.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So yeah. So if you stick down pleasure and Roland Valaris, the Vale Social Club, and
Yeah.
that's all set for that.
And I've customized my friends as well. So now my best friend is Mike Fisher, who is the tavern owner. He's the proprietor of the Nag's Head. Friendly but dull-witted.
Right.
That's his character. And my worst enemy is Miranda Davenport, who went down because she got swindled by me, and she was investigated for suspiciously acquired items in her shop.
Oh, very good. Fortunately, my penmanship wasn't quick enough to keep up with that, so I might have to ask you to Discord it to me later and
I can
put
do.
it somewhere.
I have popped it in the character sheet though.
Oh, that's fine. I'll just stick them in their own character handout thing later on. All good.
Beans.
And you've got that down as your vice as well, exotic cocktails.
Exotic cocktails.
With your contact.
Whom I get off Mike Fisher at the Nag's Head, who has yet to manage to get me to pay my bar tab successfully.
Interesting. So he's not going to be your favoured contact for long.
Well, I keep him on the suite. He is a bit dull-witted. You know.
Not traditionally got your contact as your vice purveyor, but let's do it anyway, see what happens.
Alright, if it turns into trouble, then perhaps so be it.
I don't think he'll turn into trouble. Not for me, anyway. But, like, as you know, you can overindulge your vice and upset your vice purveyor. It's always...
And that's always a risk you take when you're out larging it
could
up
be
in the local pub.
It could be an interesting problem.
You're barred.
What?
What did I do?
Yeah. So, we've got vices set, so now we're on to names.
Done.
There is a list of Duskvol names underneath, but I've got a feeling no one's taken them. There's also aliases. You don't have to have one of them. You could have an alias and no name, I suppose, but you probably should have a name, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily need an alias. Sometimes they just appear from your actions.
That was
I
easy.
wonder.
Easy bit there.
I do really like the name Rodney, but I don't know if I should just straight up steal it.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Well, you're going to ruin all my catchphrases, but don't let that sway you.
I mean, it could just be, I don't know, botany or something, you know, to just change
Yeah,
the
you
letter.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, bodders, in which case I call you then. If you're going to be bodney.
Rodney.
Another option, if you need a Rodney to shout your catchphrase, is that your crew will have some hangers on. So you could just have a couple of extras. They might turn into cohorts later, they might not. I mean, there's definitely going to be hangers on, even of a tier 0 crew. So you can have your Rodney either way. I don't take that away from you.
I will just be called Rodney. Just keep in mind that I haven't watched the show. I'm not going to be a great Rodney.
Oh, that's all right.
Rodney.
We're not really those characters because they're not really hounds and leeches and whatever.
Yeah.
You mean.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
true.
let them bully you into being a Rodney if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh, but I actually think Rodney is suspiciously close to most characters I play because I never play. I always play goofy, incompetent, semi-competent. How do you say scaredy cats? Yeah.
Bit of a
That's-
plonker.
Bit of a plonker, wouldn't he? Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but we've typecast you. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Wait, you just needed someone to play Rodney. That's why you asked me.
Damn, she's onto us.
We thought
No,
you
I'm
were
offended.
bang up for the job. Yeah. I am Derek Edward Trotter, but everyone calls me Del Boy.
Oh yeah. You do have an alias.
I do have an alias because he does have an alias. Yeah, I've tried to annoyingly create all his background and relevant information as close to the character as possible.
Hey, it's your game as much as mine, so. Right, everyone's got a name. Brilliant. Last thing is the look. There's a list of things to pick from, including 4 genders. Man, woman, ambiguous and concealed. And then there's lists of body shapes and clothing if you want to pick it from the list or do your own. It's all good. It's just enough to get you through.
Or steal the character concept wholesale from a TV show.
No.
Yes!
Surely not.
Sheepskin coat.
Yeah.
Shorts.
I can't even. Where? How do I choose my gender?
You just type it in above look.
Ah, okay.
It just all goes in there. Funnily enough, one of the aliases is TikTok, and I'm pretty sure he wrote the book before TikTok became quite popular. So that one's really cringe now.
Mhm.
Oh, while you're all quiet, I can drink something.
No, quick, ask him a question.
No.
One more thing, Craig.
It's too late. I'm full of whiskey now.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm a gender queer Rodney. You can still just call me he. I might still, in your head, look like Rodney, but I'm putting down ambiguous.
That's cool.
Nice.
Would you say he's a redhead?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Everyone else does.
Ginge.
Yeah.
Bit of ginge.
He's a bit orange, gingy.
Okay.
Bit of a Rodney.
tall and lanky redhead.
Yeah, I mean the first season of that show, he is like a stick insect. He fills out a
He
bit.
is, yeah.
He is.
As time goes, but he's so thin, it's painful.
Yeah. That's why.
He doesn't really get bigger, he just gets more haggard, like a melted candle.
Yeah.
I mean, he wears a belt quite a lot, but I wonder why. You know.
Why?
Mhm.
If he's not got any fat on him, his trousers won't stay up, will it?
I suppose not.
Just glide down, won't they?
If you've not got any junk in the trunk, you can't keep your trousers on.
You heard it here first. We're great junk advocates here, Andy.
I have a lot of junk in the trunk, so I don't need a belt.
Marvellous. Is that everything? Have we actually,
That's it.
we've got a crew.
And we've got characters. Everyone looks like they're still concentrating, so I'm wondering.
No, all good. I'm not concentrating at all.
I think I could do that.
I got sucked in looking at pictures for our characters.
Oh right, yeah. There's so many characters already because everyone's got 2 friends and a vice purveyor, so that's 3 NPCs each already, and I'm not even started a score yet. Plus a leader of each faction is.
Yeah.
I'll put your list out.
Well, you could farm it out to us, and you know,
Yeah,
and then
we'll do that.
we could hunt down things and send it to you, and you can pick and choose and spread
Yeah.
the load. Spread the load, Mr. Frodo.
Oh, Mr. Frodo, sir. Share the load. Right, what time is it? 9:30 here, so 10:30 over there.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Could do a tutorial mission.
Could we maybe have a wee bio break?
Absolutely, I'm frazzled, so I could do with like getting my head back on.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
And then
All right.
Quick 5 minutes.
got to channel
Yeah.
some devastatingly good acting.
So I'll tell you what I'm thinking now, so you can see if it seems like a good idea. The normal starting situation is all in crow's foot and to do with the lampblacks and the red sashes, who are not really having anything to do with, which I kind of tried to steer away from, because you've already done a bit of that. So what I was thinking is getting the wraiths to get you something to sell, and then we'll just go for like what's a day in the life, you know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, brilliant.
Down Peckham
Pop over to Night Market and then do whatever you want with it. Alright, sound. I'll try and work out how to do
We'll
that.
be standing on a street corner.
I will.
going, buy one, get one.
With a suitcase
With a
open,
suitcase
ready to
open.
scalp her if the
If the
Rozzers
Rozzers
turn
turn
up.
up. Yeah.
The blue coats.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, the blue coats are the police, and there's also I could probably make the Bill Hooks or the Jaffers turn up, so that's what I'm thinking anyway, so
That sounds
something short.
Yeah.
All right.
Can we, like, just before we start, can you quickly go over explaining inventory? Just because there's a lot of stuff, and I don't know if...
No!
Choose randomly. Yeah.
What do you mean,
But you
anyway?
choose, though. Like, as
Is
in,
it stuff you don't know what it means, or...?
no more as in, do I have all of that? Do I have some of that?
Yes. So what we'll do is, at the top it says load, so you pick light, normal, or heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Just underneath where it says leech, and then you've got any of these about your person, and when you tick, you can tick off as many as you like up to that number. So if you pick normal, you've got 5 items, or 5
Or 6 in our case,
load.
right?
Yeah, and I don't know actually, did you take that upgrade? What do you mean 6? If you chose heavy, you'd get 6.
Oh.
Oh, she freezing up.
That was scared.
Yeah, sorry.
Jump scared. By the Discord.
I'm
Tell me the
sorry.
question again.
I thought... No, okay, we didn't take Hawker's rigging, so we don't have an additional item.
Right, yeah, that seems right from what I
Rivers run dry, dust spreads in the air. 2 dark days, do you have a tear to spare? Make a promise.